This movie has a lot of twists in it.
It's really crazy
because you don't. It's like a clue. It's like a whodunit, like
it is
type of.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today is October 27th. It's our 27th day of our 31 days of Halloween here on the channel, our third year of doing it. Thank you so much for following along to this point because we are on the final stretch. This is the last week of these movies. So today's movie is a movie that I have not seen before, and I don't think Anthony has seen before. So very curious to see what both of our thoughts are in this one. But we're talking about a movie that came out in 2003 called Identity. And this movie is a psychological thriller horror movie. And it stars John Cusack, Ray Liotta, Amanda Peet, Alfred Molina's in this movie, Clea Duvall, and Rebecca De Mornay.
Yeah.
De Mornay. So, and a couple of other actors are in this movie. But we have a very interesting movie. It was a really good watch. I watched this with my wife, and we both were kind of in shock towards the end of this movie because it has a really great twist. It actually has two twists that are pretty awesome. So this is a movie about a bunch of strangers all getting caught up in a heavy rainstorm, and with a power pole or phone service pulled down. They all are kind of stuck together at a motel that is unoccupied, and some crazy shit happens. Basically, the going forward through this movie is there is a murderer amongst them, and they have to figure out who it is because they're dropping one by one over the course of the movie. And then towards the end of the movie, there's a big twist because also on the side plot, there is this case about this psycho killer who is getting a final trial before the day of his execution. And this trial takes place in the middle of the night amongst all of the members of the doctors and stuff like that. So it's a cool movie. What would you thinking?
This movie has really, really good cinematography. In the night sequences, with the shot selection, there's some really good shots of John Cusack and when he opens the dryer and finds the head in there.
Yeah.
There's also this movie's got just a lot of wild ride within it. These people are all somewhat connected to each other, and I also liked the way the story is portrayed, how they are linked with the girl that I think she's the prostitute.
Yeah.
And she drops a shoe in the middle of the road, and that causes the family to crash.
Yeah.
And
it's cool because he does so this movie directed by James Mangold, who is a very amazing director. If you guys don't know who that is, he directed Logan, he directed A Complete Unknown with Timothée Chalamet, which is his most recent movie, amongst a bunch of other really amazing movies. He's definitely has a great resume. And so seeing this movie and seeing the shots and the way that the storytelling goes in this movie is very cool because, like Anthony was saying, they all are connected, and the way that it sets it up in the beginning of the movie is you get this kind of present of things happening, and then it does a flashback while at the same time being pretty much still in the present. So it's just an alternate perspectives flashbacks.
Yeah, and I can see how maybe this portrayal kind of throws the pacing off for some people, but I was right on point with it. I thought it was well paced, so I didn't really think that was an issue there. But yeah, it's just and also going into that connection with that part of it, they also have a connection with this killer. They all have the same birth date.
Mm-hmm.
They had some sort of connection with the room number. And also this killer is he has an identity. He's an identity killer or something, and there's a scene where John Cusack pops into his head. Like
Whoa, spoiler alert first. Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen this. Going forward, we're pretty much opening the twist up. So yeah, go ahead.
So he has a connection. I don't know if it's via ESP or whatever, but he can connect to these people.
Yeah, so the side plot of this movie where we're dealing with the serial killer who is having his last case, you find out because Alfred Molina is this man's doctor, that this killer isn't necessarily a killer, but he's a killer through the fact that he has extreme like personality, multiple personality disorders. I forget what it's called, but multiple personality disorders. So towards the end, when John Cusack like pops into his head, it's because he's changing his personalities. And there was an experiment done by Alfred Molina to have his personalities all clash together at this moment. Hence the motel. It's all in this man's head. So the motel is all of his personalities through this experiment coming together and clashing for the first time, trying to drive the killer out of his head so that the man doesn't get executed in the morning. And so that's what's being presented to the judge. And the judge kind of is, he's very hesitant towards the beginning of the movie, but by the end of this movie, when this twist is happening, he really sees that this man is different personalities. This man is suffering from what he's being told right before this execution happens. So, and it's really, really creatively well done because you're just like, you're so misdirected, and you think that you're really in the present, not in somebody's head at all. Like there's just all of these circumstances happening, and then when it does unfold, like it's perfect. It's so freaking amazing. And you get this final like confrontation between John Cusack and was it Amanda Peet's character? I think it's Paris is her name.
Yeah, and then there's also Ray Liotta.
And Ray Liotta
is in the middle of this.
And so we're being misled thinking that it's somebody else. It's not Ray Liotta, and and then towards the end you find out that like Ray Liotta also was a serial killer-esque convict in this guy's multiple personalities. So you get the final confrontation between John Cusack and Ray Liotta.
Yeah, and there's also another little scene before that that happens with it's the actor that plays Benny in From Dusk Till Dawn, which we covered.
Yeah.
He's the one that is the caretaker of the hotel, or he just found this hotel.
Yeah.
He just took it upon himself to like just acquire it and start using it himself. So this movie has a lot of twists in it.
It's really crazy
because it's like a clue. It's like a whodunit, like
it is
type of mystery, like mystery and horror at the same time, because you just don't know.
Yeah, it's actually very graphic, more than I thought it was going to be. So like the severed head was like, whoa. And then, we got a couple other like crazy kills. The baseball bat kill was crazy.
Yeah, with Jake Busey's in this movie.
Yeah. And it all leads to the end, and there's another again, I'm gonna give you a spoiler alert because this is like the end movie. The second twist, the biggest twist, is that the killer turns out that it wasn't Ray Liotta, and the killer is actually the little boy Timothy. That was the personality in his head that had the psychopathic thoughts. So then Timothy takes over his mind at the very end, and he kills the car that he's being driven to prison with. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy movie. Loved it though. Like again, cinematography James Mangold did is amazing. The sound's great. Just all of the shots, all of the acting, I thought was fantastic. It's definitely hits that early 2000s vibe very well in terms of like its style of directing and acting. But I think that it's done so well that this movie holds up really great, really great to today's standards in film. So, what would you give this movie?
I like this movie. I'm gonna give it a 5. I like it.
Nice.
Um, Everything in this movie was right on point. Like I said, it was really well paced. Cinematography was good with the sequencing in here with the flashbacks and all that, and even the lighting and the shot selection for it being shot in the dark. Even I thought even the music was good in this movie. So yeah, a 5. Oh, not to mention the acting was really good. Ray Liotta's acting in this movie and John Cusack's acting were good.
Yeah, everybody I think did a fantastic job. I'm gonna give this movie a 4 out of 5. I think this movie is really great. My knocks are I think that some of the writing for some of the characters is a little wonky, and I don't know if it's made to be that way, but it definitely threw me off. There was a scene where Clay Duvall was having an interaction with her new husband where I was just like, why? How could anybody act like that? Like, why isn't it like this is dumb? And I just thought that was a little silly. And there's a couple parts like that that are sprinkled through the movie. But given the twist, I don't know if it's intentionally they're supposed to be acting that way or if it's like just bad writing. But I think it's a 4 out of 5. I think it's a fantastic movie. This is a movie I'm definitely going to be watching multiple times over. So I'm really happy with this movie. And yeah. Time for your daily fun facts about identity. When I was going up the stairs, I met a man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. I wish he'd go away. One character claims to have written this poem. It is really a poem titled Antagonist by William Hughes Mearns. This poem was also turned into a popular song, given its widespread attention. Can't read today.
That's cool because you hear this at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah,
with the tapes, the very beginning of the credits, and at the end too. Actually,
yeah. Several endings were filmed in order to shroud the real conclusion in secrecy. That's cool. That
is interesting for sure.
I like it when productions do that to the actors and they don't tell them. Some location shooting occurred in Lancaster and other places in Los Angeles County, but the majority of the movie was shot on an enormous soundstage at Sony Studios in Culver City, the same studio that once housed the set of the Emerald City in Wizard of Oz.
That's really cool.
This was Frederick Coffin's final acting role before his death on July 31st, 2003, at the age of 60. The song the prisoner starts to sing as he is led to the bathroom is I Got Stripes, a prison song by Johnny Cash, who died that year, the year after this film's release.
That is cool.
John Cusack and Amanda Peet would later go on to play the lead roles in the 2012 movie that came out in 2009, where they played a recently divorced couple. Also, Cusack plays drivers in both of these movies, which is funny because I literally thought the same thing. I was like, man, like this guy's just always driving people around. Because I just recently watched 2012 with my wife also, and I thought that movie's interesting. This is the second time composer Alan Silvestri, yeah, sorry, replaced the score by Angelo Badalamenti, the first being Shattered in 1991. Marshall Bell and John Cusack previously co-starred in Stand By Me, 1986, as father and son.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about now. Stand By Me, and classic.
Yeah. Let's see. Marshall Bell and Jake Busey both appeared in Starship Troopers in 1997.
Nice.
Identity has a few connections to Alfred Hitchcock and his movie Psycho in 1960, which I was getting those vibes. So, the movie mostly takes place at a motel like Bates Motel. Okay, so it's giving the examples. And two, as in Psycho, it was raining. Okay, and then let's do one more. A life-size dummy was created to depict the murdered character played by Jake Busey, with a baseball bat lodged in his throat. One of the studio executives asked to keep the dummy as a souvenir and store it in his office closet. One night, a cleaning woman opened the closet and was frightened out of her wits. The dummy was removed from the office immediately after this incident.
You could see why.
Yeah, that's
There's
pretty,
dead people in the closet.
That's pretty hilarious.
It is funny.
Yeah, all right, that's gonna be it. Highly recommend watching Identity. This was a great watch, especially because we both hadn't seen it. So thank you so much, and we'll catch you on tomorrow's episode. Hit that like and subscribe button down below. If you want to support us even more, go over to patreon.com/thecalvincam. Join us over there in one of our 3 tiers, or follow us on our social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok. We're growing the community over there really big. So go over there, follow us. It's free to do. So thank you, and we will catch you tomorrow.
See you then.